Hi, we're about to go on break for a brief holiday. Normally over Easter and Passover, we'll have something like a week break. But first of all, this year, as many of you probably know, Easter weekend is the end of March and Passover is until April 22nd. And so we're taking Friday and Monday off at the Capitol, and you won't even notice that we aren't there because we're going to get more done in a few short days than we used to do in weeks. So to that point, I just wanted to share with you the bills that I've presented this week already. Today, I presented a bill with regard to MinVest. If you remember, last year we passed a bill to allow for unaccredited investors, so investors who maybe weren't in the top 2 or 3% of wealth, would be able to invest in companies where they'd get equity by doing this online. So it was really a breakthrough approach and something we were excited about. And so today's bill said that if you do that, you can also be eligible to get an angel investment tax credit. So you can invest in a company and then take advantage of a tax credit to do that. And so hopefully we'll be able to accomplish that this session. In addition, in education, I've had several bills. So I presented a bill that says if you take not only the ACT test at your high school, but you took, say, for example, the SAT, you would be reimbursed for the cost of that test. So the school could issue it for free, and then the state would reimburse you. And the reason why I offered that is because I think it's important that there aren't barriers and obstacles to people accessing college. And we all know in order to get into college, you have to take one of these tests. And so it's important that we do all we can that it's accessible for everybody. I also offered a bill that was essentially an electronic teacher toolkit. You know, we complain about how many tests our kids have to take, and rightfully so we complain about it, but so often what you hear is the teachers don't have access to the information. And so parents, you get it maybe 6 months after the fact. Well, teachers aren't in any better shape than you are. And so the bill that I offered would create a growth model and easily accessible data so that teachers, as soon as they offer these exams, they would in fact have access to how many students were making moderate growth, how many students after a particular lesson were making a great amount of growth. And they can actually drill down in using this software tool, they can drill down into seeing which practices had the greatest impact on students. So I'm hopeful that we can put a package together that includes it this year. The complication is that all states are scrambling right now to comply with the new federal it's called ESSA, Every Student Succeeds Act. And so while the department is trying to figure out their recommendation for complying with that, they're saying, hold off, don't give us anything else. And so my answer to that was, no, now's the perfect time to give you something else so that as you put your package together, you make sure you put it together with the right tools and using latest data trends. So that's just something I wanted to share with you. Today, off the Senate floor, we passed the extension of unemployment benefits. Finally, hopefully, the House will take that up today and we can finally get those on the mines. Or those unemployed who used to be working with the mines, the help they so desperately need. I actually wasn't on the floor for that vote, and I did want to say something about this too. I lost a contemporary of mine. I found out when I came on Monday to the Capitol that a friend, John Goodman, passed away. You can read about his obituary in the Star Tribune, but he was a man who gave to so many and was really a pioneer in creating communities for seniors where they were places that felt more like resorts and vacations, but actually provided a great amount of service, community, and love. And so he was honored and remembered today. Former Senator Norm Coleman spoke about him. And so I was attending that funeral rather than taking that vote. But I assure you that I am with those who took that vote, and it was unanimous in the Senate. So I spoke last week about Real ID. we did move that bill off the Senate floor, and so that is moving along. And thank you to all of you who have written me tirelessly urging us to do our job in that order. So happy Easter for those of you who celebrate that holiday, and may it be a blessed weekend with you and your family, and all of you have a wonderful weekend.